we've been talking about writing a play together for a long time, so we set aside 5 days to come and stay in this absolutely amazing place. We thrashed out a kind of story arc for the 5-hour journey down here, and then we kind of went our separate ways during the day for 5 days, wrote our monologues, and we came together in the evening and wrote a few duologues. And then Nigel, on the way home, on the train on the way home, fitted the whole thing together. So the whole process from start to finish took about 6 days, and of course we've tidged it since then.
This collaborative writing is sexier in a way. I think you come up with some better stuff because you're bouncing ideas off each other. You go straight to that stage really that you have with your script editor or your director or your actors or whatever. So right from the start you've got this creative energy whizzing around that you wouldn't have otherwise. So yeah, I want to do it again now.
I adore Rachel. I mean, in many ways she's everything I'd like to be. You know, she says it like it is. There's absolutely no nonsense to her. She's incredibly rude, really rude. But, you know, Louise is far too good for that. But Rachel doesn't hold back. She's from Barnsley. She's funny, she's feisty, she's troubled. She has a gay best friend. She's desperate to be a crooner, to sing for her supper. And Gavin has really encouraged her in that. But he's let her down at the last minute because he hasn't turned up for the karaoke night. And that's where we start the play, with a furious Rachel stuck in a lavatory.
Well, Gavin really is very close to me in many ways. I think he's a little more repressed than I am. A lot of the stuff about Gavin is autobiographical, which is actually what I wanted to bring to it. I wanted to examine what it's like to be a gay man in his 40s, living somewhere like Brighton or somewhere down south, and everything that entails. Because when you get into your 40s as a gay man, you become invisible, just like women of a certain age do. But that doesn't mean that you're any less of a human being, obviously, or that your sex drive stops, or that anything stops. And it's really frustrating.
The play is actually much darker than I expected it to be. I thought we were going to come down and write a frivolous comedy, which it is in many respects, but it's actually quite profound as well.
Gay men, when you take the sexual sort of very selfish male energy out of a relationship, what are you left with? You're left with something that is an appreciation of the other, rather than wanting to fulfill something, you know, very physical about yourself. And I think gay men appreciate everything that is beautiful about women that straight men kind of gloss over a lot. So I think that's why it works on one level.
Small theatres, I just think, are the most exciting places artistically. It's where you can be the most creative, because you don't have to think technically about projecting your voice. You don't have to think so hard about hitting the right angle on a stage in order to reach the entire auditorium. You can be as intimate as you want to be, almost as if you're on camera. And yet you're carrying the whole story arc from beginning to end, and you're not stopping and starting and doing take two. And that collective energy, that very intimate collective energy, I just think is extraordinary, and is as old as time itself, storytelling. I want them to understand the value of friendship, of loving somebody warts and all, of knowing their dark side and not minding